Gaza famine is the world's famine.
Children digging through rubble for scraps, mothers trading a piece of bread as if it were gold. Long lines, desperate eyes and empty hands reaching out for food that never arrives. This is not a war zone image from history books. This is Gaza today. And now the United Nations has officially declared that the famine is here. Britain's Foreign Secretary David Lammy calls it a moral outrage and a man-made catastrophe. But Israel is in denial. Take a look.
The sound in Gaza is no longer just of bombs. It's the growing scream of hunger. Families crowd around aid trucks, rushing, clawing, begging for a handful of rice or a torn sack of flour. A single bag of bread sparks chaos. Children cry in the dust and parents weep as they ration crumbs of food. Famine has officially been declared in Gaza. The United Nations says it is the worst humanitarian collapse in decades, something the entire world should be ashamed of.
It is a famine in 2025, a 21st century famine, watched over by drones and the most advanced military technology in history. It is a famine openly promoted by some Israeli leaders as a weapon of war. It is a famine on all of our watch. Everyone owns this. The Gaza famine is the world's famine.
The IPC report says that over 500,000 people in the Gaza Strip are facing catastrophic conditions characterized by starvation, destitution, and death. The UN-backed body says that by the end of September, it expects 614,000 people to be facing the same condition. But Israel flatly rejects the declaration. Officials insist food is entering Gaza and accuse the United Nations of exaggeration. But for families on the ground, that claim rings hollow. Global outrage is mounting. From Washington to Paris, leaders are condemning Israel's blockade and demanding unfettered humanitarian access. Human rights groups call it man-made starvation, warning that silence is complicity. In Gaza, the desperation for food is growing.
With the lack of milk, protein, and food, his health began to deteriorate gradually until he reached this state. We tried as much as possible to provide him with milk and food, but the circumstances were difficult.
Inside the Gaza Strip, the famine is lived in small moments of agony. For hungry Gazans, a handful of food is equal to gold.
This is called white gold, the bag of flour. This is my children's food, and they will live off of it. Thank God this bag is worth the whole world, and I will share a loaf of bread with my children, and they will be satisfied.
With each groan of an empty stomach and every mother's hopeless glare, Gaza's famine moves from statistics to searing human agony. The world debates. Leaders point fingers. Some drop food from airplanes, and aid inches forward. But for 2 million Gazans, survival now hangs by a weakening thread, spared at the mercy of strangers. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.